I am Steve Erickson from MidlifeSolopreneur.com.
And I'm Jake Erickson from FlowCampaigns.com. And this is our daily debrief.
In this short form podcast, we give an update on what we've been working on for the day, so you can follow along with the progression of the Midlife Solopreneur journey. We also share helpful tips and strategies along the way that you can implement in your own solo business. So Jake, what is the date today and where are we at?
So today is August 10th and it is episode 15 of the podcast. So 2 weeks now, over 2 weeks now we've been doing it.
Over 2 weeks, yes.
Over 2 weeks.
Day one of week 3. So,
exactly,
yeah. Well, the amazing thing is that we have already gone longer than most other podcasts, because a lot of people give up after just 7 episodes, and we're episode 15.
That's true. So I think that's a win from us.
Absolutely.
And where we're at today, so we just finished last week 4 of your beta course.
Mm-hmm.
So we have session 5 tomorrow. So that's something that we're continuing to work on. What else have you been up to today?
Well, I had a coaching call today with a client, and what was great is that 45 minutes into a 1 hour session, my client asked, what is it that I should be asking you right now? And that is such a powerful question.
Mm-hmm.
The onus was now on me to come up with a good question of how to answer the client. And obviously, you're trying to pull out everything you can when you're getting that kind of question. And I think what came out in the following 15 minutes was quite a lot of gold, actually, this was all about how you're writing email sequences and how you tie in the emotion and of the prospect and continue to build yourself up as a trusted advisor. But I think it points to one thing, and that is the quality of the answer you're going to get is dependent on the quality of the question.
Mm.
That really is so important. If you're asking the wrong question, you're going to get the wrong answer and you won't get anywhere at all. So one of the questions I always ask when I do something, I call it be purposeful, is why am I doing this? What is the purpose?
Yeah.
What is the outcome that I would be expecting? And this goes with whatever I'm doing. So am I writing an email? I will always ask, what's the purpose of this email? Am I talking on a summit? What's the purpose of talking about summit?
Mm-hmm.
So be purposeful. I think I've talked about this before, actually, but it's worth repeating. It's worth repeating.
Absolutely.
But this time it's a different slant on it, because it is about the question that you are asking. So always think about the question you are asking.
Absolutely. I think it's so important that, you can't get the right answer if you're not asking the right question, or, if you're asking the wrong question, you'll get an answer that doesn't help you, doesn't really tell you anything.
Yeah.
That's something I actually teach a lot when teaching people how to do job interviews, especially for consulting, where you do the case interview. That's a back and forth kind of question and answer session. And if you're asking the wrong questions, you're not going to get anywhere in the interview. So see parallels between that and what I've been doing previously. What I've been working on today is I've actually been looking a lot into our internal organization. We have 2 separate companies, but we're also pretty linked in between. I mean, we obviously do the podcast together, and then there's a lot of kind of internal work. So I'm helping with, for instance, the summit, helping with the course as well. And then similarly, when you get clients that have work that is more, I don't want to say like necessarily more technical, but more within my kind of
sphere of expertise.
Sphere of expertise, things that I can do. We'll do that. So I will do the work for you, for instance, and you'll interface with the client, for instance, and then I'll actually be on the back end actually building, for instance, the landing page or the sales funnel, whatever that might be. So I've been actually working a lot today on our organization system between us. So there are 2 main apps that I actually use. The first one is called ClickUp, and that's for us to essentially, it's a project management software that has a lot of different features and functionalities for us to manage our to-do list together. And then a separate one I use for myself is called Todoist. And that is for me internally, if there's things within a wider task that I need to get done, I'll put them into Todoist and I can check those off pretty easily. So for instance, we have build a landing page. That might be our to-do that we put into ClickUp, because it's a project management step. And then Todoist would be fix the title, fix this paragraph, fix that image. So that's how I kind of break down my workflow there.
And that's really just a personal preference as well, because I, for instance, I like to keep it all within ClickUp, and Jake likes to split them up between them.
Yeah. So I mean, it's worth looking into how you like to do your own kind of project management. I think the key takeaway is that you need to have some sort of system, whether it's you have a whiteboard and you write down your to-do list on a whiteboard, use pen and paper and keep that organized, or you put everything into different apps. We use an app called Notion as well to track notes between us. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do that. I find that this way works for me, so I can differentiate between broader tasks that need kind of Steve's overview as well to be aware of versus smaller tasks that are very discreet for me to do, and I can really check them off the day that I put them on the task list.
Yeah.
So I think my tip for today is find a way that you can be organized that works for you, and it's worth experimenting a little bit to see how that fits in with your style. But there needs to be something to make sure that you're meeting your deadlines, you're able to free up time so you can work with your clients and deliver them value as well.
Absolutely. And I think what you just said there is quite important. It's find something that works for you and your style. Because, for instance, Asana is another project management tool. And I really don't like Asana. I don't like the way they're doing it. It doesn't work for me. And I never ever check it really when I have a task into Asana. It's very difficult for me. ClickUp, on the other hand, works beautifully for me. It's something I'm keeping up to date with, and the features they have just work with me in my brain. So that's an important one.
Cool. So I think that's it for us today. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Take care.
Bye.